Alright, FTP test, here we go. Absolutely horrible thing. I hate them so much, I've been putting them off. I did a failed one last week, but finally today I was like, alright, let's actually do one. So we had Louis and we had Dan who were on my wheel. Dan wanted a good time, Louis wanted to see how long he could hold on. The greenhill segment just starts on the right hand side where that road begins. And my pacing strategy for this was basically don't go out too hard. So I held 320 or something for the first 5 minutes, 325, and just kept upping it. Now, I'm going to tell you already, I hit some good numbers on this. I hit 334 watts for 20 minutes, which is like a big PR from me. So a lot of people have been saying that my power meter is inaccurate. Is it inaccurate? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I don't really know. I'm probably going to replace it just because I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to talk to my coach and see what he thinks. I mean, like my last power test was like 314 watts, and then but I paced it badly, and like it probably more was like 320, 325, so maybe it's not as big of an increase as everyone's saying. But I don't know, 334 watts at like 60 odd kilos is pretty good. I think I weighed myself as like 61 or something today, which is a bit annoying. Like I should probably be a bit lighter, but like I had Domino's yesterday, and that would have puffed me out because there's a lot of salt in it, which is like, you know, just one of those things. I don't really, like my weight is important, but not really, because to be honest, most races I do, I'm going to be probably the best climber there, or if not, like very close to being the best. The thing that will let me down is my sprints, my accelerations, also me just like my absolute power. So I concentrate more on that. The weight I know will come down, and it already has come down, so it's fine. My goal for the year, if you don't know, is 342 watts at 57 kilos, which is 6 watts per kilo. So at the moment, I'm 8 watts off that, if my power meter is correct. Which, okay, we'll say it is. I'm not 100% sure it is. I'll probably change it to a quark or something else. I'm not 100% sure what power meter I'll do. If you think I should change to one in particular, then let me know in the comments below, because I don't really know what is the most accurate. Probably an SRM or like an info crank, but those are fucking expensive, so I can't really bother to spend that much money. But anyway, it would be good to have one which is dual-sided, just in case, like, it's not even the stage power meter being inaccurate, it's just like me having a natural left-right imbalance, which I don't think I do have, to be honest, but you never know. Anyway, so we're coming up to the last, 4 minutes now, and this is really where, like, you should be absolutely hurting, and I wasn't, my execution of this wasn't great. Like, I guess it was in some ways because I got a PR in terms of power, and, like, I felt quite solid in terms of, like, it never felt too easy, but never felt, like, crazily hard, which I guess maybe is a bit of a problem, because on some of the other ones, I've definitely paced it really badly. I also made sure that, like, I had nothing in my stomach, which was good, so I wasn't halfway up really needing to have a shit or whatever, which I've done before, which I do not advise. And then also, I just made sure I was, like, my bike was working and, like, all the rest of it. So yeah, it was a solid effort. The last, like, bit, I was like, oh, really? The time seemed to go really quickly from 8 minutes to, like, 14 minutes. It seemed to zoom, which I guess means I was on some good form. So yeah, I'm really happy with my power at the moment. I'm not really sure what that will mean in racing, because the race on the weekend didn't really seem that hard, but in terms of my intensity factor, it's now a lot less. So yeah, I've had a good block of training now in Adelaide. I got here on the 1st of January. It's now March the 12th. So yeah, that's been a good 2 months and a bit of training, which I'm really happy about. The training here is really good. Just so many good long climbs, good endurance miles, and a lot of fast people to train with. I've been going for KOM attempts, which have been really good, I think, for training, just mentally as well as physically, like really learning how to push myself. So we get up to 28k an hour, 27 k's an hour down here on the 3% section, and it starts to ramp up. So if you're going for the segment, which I think Dan is, a good time is pretty much sub 22, sub 21, but the wind is quite, like, we didn't have great wind. We didn't have shocking wind, but we definitely didn't have, like, ideal wind. It was a bit of a headwind / crosswind for a lot of it, or like crosshead, so I wouldn't say it was the best. In terms of my cadence, I generally just going for lower cadence these days. I just find that 80, 85 is pretty much the sweet spot for me. I can go higher, and sometimes it does, I feel slightly better, maybe on shorter efforts, I prefer. I don't really know. I just found recently, looking at my best power numbers, they all come about 85 cadence. So yeah, that's what I'm going to stick with. I'll keep practicing at high cadences, and just doing cadence drills and stuff, just to try and, like, increase my efficiency. But generally for me, I feel like 85 is pretty good for me. That's why I really like it. I don't really look at cadence that much generally. I just know, you sort of know when it's good and when it's not. But on this one, I was just making sure I wasn't spinning too much, because I feel like when I get over 100, I don't know, I just don't feel as good. Some people do, some people don't. I feel like you've got to be over 80, 85 probably for your best. But I feel like after that, Obviously on bigger power, if you're doing like 500 watts, it's really hard to do 500 watts at like 80 cadence. And on the flat, I generally find when I'm riding in a bunch, I'll have my cadence super high just because you can deal with the accelerations. But on a climb like this, I generally find it's nice to have a slightly lower cadence. Like, obviously it's still high objectively, but for me, it seems lower. So my heart rate's getting up, but you see my heart rate's a lot lower. Like last test I did, I averaged 195 for 20 minutes, and which I think was like a freak of nature sort of thing. Like I was weird, and like I didn't have any of my bad breathing today, which I was really happy about. I just felt like a normal effort, and I was really content. But yeah, my heart rate can go up to 201, so I'm not really going absolute full gas. But yeah, I sort of realized a bit late and realized I couldn't push harder. I calibrated my power meter like 4 times before this effort, and literally like always did it like in the sun or whatever, so it'd be like warm and like all the rest of it. So I feel like it can't be too badly off, but I just, to be honest, I just have no idea. And I think it's best sometimes just to ignore it and just like, at least you have power, train with it. Maybe it's not the best for comparison, but I definitely know I'm getting faster, which is good. That's the most important thing. When I get a new power meter, I'll let you know. And maybe I can borrow someone else's, maybe borrow a power tap hub or something, and just see if it's what the stage is reading. Or I might try it on an indoor trainer or something which has a power meter. But anyway, here we go, we're getting up towards the 20-minute mark. This is absolutely disgusting point, it's just always horrible. But you just got to do the 20-minute test. Here, I mean, I can't complain, it's a 20-minute climb, it's my perfect thing. In London, I find it will be a lot harder, because there just aren't really the hills, there's no 20-minute climb. So I'll have to do a shorter effort, probably the 2 times 8-minute efforts, which are horrible, or do 20 minutes on the flat, which won't get me the same result as a climb, but we'll have to just try the best we can until we go somewhere which has climbs. So anyway, there you go. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next vid. Sing it, ooh, sing it, ooh.